know about the few concepts highlighted by Maslow, learn about the other growth themes in psychological theory, understand the application of Maslow's theory, and analyze and evaluate Maslow's theory. Maslow is considered as one of the pioneers in personality theories. Particularly in the 1960s, individuals were not very happy about the reductionist, systematic communications of the behaviorists, theorists, and physiological psychologists. At that time, such people were seeking for significance as well as determination in their lives. Where Maslow was one of the innovators in that movement, he suggested even a greater, more mystical meaning. He was the one who brought back the focus on the individuals into psychology as well as the individual back into personality theories. Thus, as we have noted earlier, humanistic psychology arose, commencing the efforts of Maslow, Rogers, as well as other theorists. A lot of humanistic psychologists have used Maslow's theories, specifically his work on self actualization, as the outline for their writings and research. At just about the same time, one more movement was getting in motion, one stimulated through more or less of the identical things which turned Maslow off: computers as well as information processing, as well as very rationalistic theories such as Piaget's cognitive developmental theory and Noam Chomsky's linguistics. Later on, this development became the cognitive movement in psychology. Maslow concentrated on hale and hearty, actualized persons in direction to comprehend factors that lead such individuals to become self actualized. It has been asserted that such researchers can't be subjected to experimental assessment. Because of this reason, this approach was not as well established in the earlier times, where emphasis was given to empirical methodology. Apart from this, another factor which has been highlighted is that the theory is unable to explain properly regarding such individuals who are less well developed. Maslow supposed that individuals progress through a number of phases before reaching their complete perspective. Relatively small number of individuals reach the maximum level of growth. In addition, are well thought out to be actualized. Maximum individuals stay at a lesser level, caught owing to wants which till now has remained insufficiently met. He for the most part decided on to investigate persons who make sure get hold of their perspective, aimed at the teachings he might acquire as well as impart to other persons. Nevertheless, it had better not remain forgotten that psychology is initially as well as notably around persons, factual individuals in actual lives, in addition to not focusing on computer models, statistical investigations, rat behavior, test scores, as well as laboratories.
Few concepts highlighted by Maslow. Humanistic psychology was interested in focusing on what is really right with people rather than just what is wrong with them. That is to say, it wants to emphasize on psychological health and well-being rather than simply focusing on mental, emotional, behavioral disorders. As we have discussed in detail in the previous modules, Maslow highlighted on key concepts such as hierarchy of human needs ranging from deficiency needs or D needs, that is, needs for safety, nourishment, love, belonging, respect, self esteem, etc., the lack of which can lead to neurosis or psychosis, up to higher being needs or B needs, the need to engage in meaningful, helpful work and service, to promote justice, to creatively express oneself, to find spiritual fulfillment and self transcendence in realizing what is true, beautiful, good, the lack of which can lead to metapathologies. He also formulated and worked on concept of self-actualization, that is development of one's capacities for humanistic psychology, along with the notion of peak experiences and plateau living. Later on, he surpassed it with his transpersonal psychology ideal of self-transcendence, that is full spiritual awakening or liberation from egocentricity, which we would be discussing along with positive psychology in the next module. Some of the other key concepts which he talks about are concept of humanity. Maslow assumed that individuals are systematized in such a way that their stimulated needs are precisely what they want most. Hungry people had a craving of food, frightened individuals usually look out for safety, and so on. Maslow assumed that individuals are mostly optimistic and confident. Still, he suggested that individuals are capable of great evil and destruction. He supposed that as a species, humans are becoming more and more fully human and motivated by higher level needs. Thus, it can be concluded that Maslow's observation of humanity amounts high on free choice, optimism, and uniqueness, and nearby average on social influences. General discussion of needs. As we have discussed in earlier module, Maslow asserted that almost all individuals generally gratify lower level needs to a maximum amount than they do higher needs, and that the greater the satisfaction of one need, the more fully the next highest need is to be expected to appear. In few unusual cases, the order of needs must be reversed. For example, a starving mother may be motivated by love needs to give up food in order to feed her starving children. Conversely, if we try to recognize the unconscious motivation underlying many seemly reversals, we might see that they are not genuine reversals at all. Hence, Maslow asserted that much of our surface behavior are essentially motivated by more basic and often unconscious needs. Maslow also assumed that some expressive behaviors are unmotivated even though all behaviors have a cause. Expressive behaviors have no aim or goal but are simply a person's way of expression. Might. In contrast, coping behaviors deal with the person's effort to cope with the environment. The cognitive needs normally call forth coping behaviors. Deprivation of any of the needs clues to pathology of some kind. For example, people's incapability to reach self actualization leads to metapathology, refers to as a lack of values, an absence of fulfillment, and a loss of meaning in life. Maslow proposed that insudate needs are inherently unwavering, nevertheless, they can be modified by learning. It was asserted by Maslow that higher level needs are at the advanced stage more important on the evolutionary scale than lower level needs, and that they lead to happiness, satisfaction, and further, it can lead to peak experiences. Neurotic needs. According to Maslow, neurotic needs comprises of traits like a longing to dominate, to inflict pain, or to subject oneself to the will of another person. With cognitive, aesthetic, and cognitive needs, some kind of illness can occur when these needs are not satisfied. On the other hand, neurotic needs lead to pathology whether or not they are satisfied. Philosophy of the future. In relations of overall development, one can move over and done with these levels a bit like in a stages. As newborns, their emphasis is on the physiological needs, after which one brings into being to realize that one need to be safe. Soon after that, individuals desire attention and affection from fellow beings. A little future individual desire for self esteem. It was observed that when an individual is under stressful conditions or when survival of an individual is threatened, one can regress to a lower level need. When individuals' high-flying career falls flat, one might search out for a little attention. At other end, when one's family disintegrates and leaves you, it appears that person looks out for love as he desires that and feels that it is love that they ever wanted. After a long and happy life, one perpetually can't consider of anything except money. These things can take place in a society at a wide basis as well. When society unexpectedly struggles, people starts looking for a strong leader to take over the situation and sorts things out for them. When the food stops coming in the store, they look out for physiological need. When the bomb starts falling, they look for safety. Their needs become even more basic as a result of this. Maslow advocated that we can ask people to give their opinion for their philosophy of the future. What would their ideal life would consist of world would be like, and get noteworthy information as to what needs they do or do not have covered. If one have an important difficulties along any of the stage of development, a period of life-threatening insecurity or hunger as a child, or the loss of a family member through death or divorce, or significant negligence or abuse, which would lead to one's being fixated on that particular need for the rest of your life. Thus, this is Maslow's consideration of neurosis. Possibly one might have gone through a war as a child. At present, one may get everything one had desired, still, one sees that they are preoccupied over having abundant money and keeping the storeroom well stocked with all the beverages, or it could be possibly your parents divorced when you were a child. But at present, you have a wonderful spouse, however, you get obsessively jealous and continually worry that they might leave you at some time or for another, as you feel that you are not good enough for them. Syndromes. Maslow believed that the organization of personality could best be understood by using the concept of the personality syndrome, a term borrowed from medicine. Euphasia was a concept which Maslow hypothesized for a picture perfect or improved society, one that combines the interest of self and social well being. Greatly developed individuals can discover novel solutions to problems that more polarized people have fought with to not benefit. Even self actualized individuals are not perfect. Still, they have insight of their shortcomings. It may possibly give them a definite detachment from relationship that give the impression that one is uncaring to other people, letting go of long term relationships when they become troublesome or destructive. They may not seem to be distressed appropriately when a partner dies or in the face of divorce. Other growth themes in psychological theory: self determination theory and intrinsic motivation. It was Deci who linked the theory of self determination with the concept of intrinsic motivation, which refers to doing an activity for the absolute satisfaction of the activity itself. It operationally explains more clearly some of the concepts of Maslow's. According to this theory, people have three basic needs, which are competence, autonomy, and relatedness. This theory states that all these needs must be gratified if a person is to grow. As they are satisfied, people will be more self motivated. They will work more determinedly, perform better, and be more creative, which will help them to develop higher self esteem and overall sense of well being. Deci suggested that when the basic needs of an individual is not satisfied, they will be unable to find that internal sense of motivation. Specific types of rewards can encourage intrinsic motivation. Feedback about performance and particular ways of development is powerful. Attachment also increases performance, as people who develop more independent motivation don't become independent of others. They often work hard within those attachment relationships. Independence of spirit is essentially nurtured by having relationship with others. Application of Maslow's theory. Education. Maslow supposed that humanistic education should be able to inculcate inquisitiveness in children instead of imposing mechanical obedience to the teacher, as it does not result in creative minds and in contrast leads the children to conform to adults with a minimum of fact based knowledge. Maslow's theory has had a far reaching effect on educational structure. In order to maximize on the effectiveness of school-wide and individual classroom teaching programs, administrators and teachers must think through the needs of the students and their hierarchical order. This must be the main concern in the development of these programs so that students have the ability of reaching their maximum potential. Workplace. Maslow assumed that the needs of an individual could be stated in the form of a hierarchy of needs or a pyramid. This theory of motivation can be applied to the workplace as well as other scenarios. Workplace is one of the fields where people can learn to function at their higher levels of potential, which can support efficiency as they meet their higher needs in service of their work. On other hand, people who are unsatisfied at work are not very productive and they spoil the work environment for others with their frustration. Self-actualized managers who have faith and trust their workers are more productive. Regrettably, a lot of managers are driven by the desires for controlling workers and setting up environments of resentment, passive aggressiveness, and disruption. Businesses need to see how meeting workers' various needs for respect and autonomy can benefit their bottom line. Maslow's notion of self actualization relies directly to the existent challenges and opportunities for employers and organizations to be responsible for real meaning, purpose, and true personal development for their employees, not only for work but for life. The finest employers and organizations have started to believe that sustainable success is built on a concerned and compassionate commitment to helping people recognize, pursue, and reach their own unique potential. When people develop, they inevitably become more effective and valuable as employees. Therapy. Counseling and psychotherapy are umbrella terms that cover a variety of talking therapies. They are carried out by trained practitioners who work with people over a short or long term to assist them bring about effective change or enrich their well being. In the present day, there are many accepted forms of counseling. Nevertheless, most tend to fall within one of the four major schools: psychoanalytical, existential, humanist, and cognitive. Even though there is no Maslowian school of therapy to counseling, the impact of Maslow's work would appear widespread. Alcohol and other drug abuse programs are two instances. Maslow's theory about our basic needs is a great practical tool for the field of relationship advice and marriage counseling. Counseling can also meet needs at the love and belonging level. Subsequently, that is frequently the need that drives a person into therapy. Growth centers are places that suggest group experiences, communal living, and individual experiences that can put a person in touch with his potential and values. People make significant life changes when they actually comprehend what they need and want at a deep level of awareness. Consumerism is another area where Maslow's theory is applied. Marketers regularly use Maslow's hierarchy to target their ads towards need at different levels of the hierarchy. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is used by advertisers to associate the fulfillment of need with their brand and products. As various products meet needs on a variety of levels of the hierarchy, so they need to be marketed in a variety of ways to appeal to people. People often choose to simplify their lives focusing on the arts and education or politics and the environment in an effort to benefit the world. Sports. Maslow's theory can effectively be applied to create highly motivated athletics who are proficient and keen to work hard to attain the highest levels of competition. Even though Maslow's theory might be both time and effort consuming, but it could be applied effectively in creating extremely motivated generation of athletes with satisfied needs who are ready to become the champions. Religion and spirituality. Maslow supposed psychology required to embrace a more spiritual approach to therapy and training. He particularly believed there was benefit in studying religion of the East to understandings into peaceful living. Fascinately, Christian oriented therapists favor theories that are more cognitive or behaviorist in nature, while those who hold more mystical or Eastern beliefs embrace more humanistic or existential approaches to therapy. Maslow opposed any rigid views in religion. Unfortunately, he viewed religious occupied with people who cannot make use of sophisticated visions but remain contented with rigidity since it places few self directed demands on the worshipper. Gender. Maslow understood that self actualized people were not limited by rigid socially demarcated gender roles. He proposed finding one's strengths within both the masculine and feminine model would be more useful in creating a life that is more productive and fulfilling. From his years of doing sexuality research, he did consider there were biologically based sex differences, but he supposed that they were blown up by socialization. He thought there would be somewhat different paths to self actualization for women and men. Evaluation of Maslow's theory. Maslow's abundant strength lies in his concern for the areas of human functioning that most other theorists have virtually overlooked. He is one of the few psychologists who have earnestly investigated the positive dimension of human experience. His major contributions might be summarized in the following three central ideas. Human beings have an innate tendency to move towards higher level of health, creativity, insight and self-fulfillment. Neurosis is basically a blockage of innate tendency towards self-actualization. Business efficiency and personal growth are not unharmonious. In fact, the development of self actualization brings each individual to greater efficiency, creativity, and productivity. Maslow's methodology to motivation is very comprehensive and naturally appealing. More precisely, the need for self actualization and for esteem seem significant and they were not added in previous theories. Nevertheless, the concept of self actualization is ambiguous and it has proved hard to develop vicarious ways to measure it. Maslow has been criticized for an excessively optimistic view of human nature. Let us summarize what we have learned. Maslow is considered as one of the pioneers in personality theories. Particularly in the 1960s, individuals were not very happy about the reductionist, mechanist messages of the behaviorist theorists and physiological psychologists. Many humanistic psychologists have used Maslow's theory, specifically his work on self actualization, as the outline for their writing and research. Maslow concentrated on healthy self-actualized people in order to comprehend what are the factors that led them to become self-actualized. This is not the kind of study that can be empirically tested, so it is not as well established in traditional psychology. The theory is also not considered appropriate for elucidating less well developed people apart from as their hierarchy of need is not met. Humanistic psychology was interested in focusing on what is really right with people rather than just what is wrong with them. That is to say, it wants to emphasize on psychological health and well being rather than simply focusing on mental, emotional, behavioral disorders. Some of the other key concepts which he talks about are concepts of humanity, general discussion of needs, neurotic needs, philosophy of the future, syndromes, and euphysikia. It was Deci who linked the theory of self-determination with the concept of intrinsic motivation, which refers to doing an activity for the absolute satisfaction of the activity itself. It operationally explains more clearly some of the concepts of Maslow's. According to this theory, people have three basic needs which are competence, autonomy, and relatedness. It has been observed that Maslow's theory has been widespread in psychology and other disciplines such as marketing, management, nursing, and education. The hierarchy of needs concept seems both straightforward and logical, which can be applied in various spheres of life, more human growth. Human potential movement tries to nurture individual growth to one's highest potential through personal training and change within social institutions like school, political institutions, and workplace. Some of the prevalent areas where Maslow's theory is being used are education, workplace, growth centers, consumer behavior, therapy, sports, gender, religion, spirituality, etc. Maslow's abundant strength lies in his concern for the areas of human functioning that most other theorists have virtually overlooked. He is one of the few psychologists who have earnestly investigated the positive dimensions of human experience. Maslow has been criticized for an excessively optimistic view of human nature. The notion that self actualized people are creative, self accepting, and have outstanding interpersonal relations overlooks the fact that many people hold only some of those characteristics. Nevertheless, Maslow emphasized the significance of the individual striving towards personal growth and fulfillment. Whether or not these understandings are valid, they have certainly succeeded in offering an alternative point of view which is focusing on human potential and well being.
Now let us summarize this module by saying Maslow is considered as one of the pioneers in personality theories. Particularly in the 1960s, individuals were not very happy about the reductionistic, mechanistic messages of the behaviorists and physiological psychologists. Many humanistic psychologists have used Maslow's theories, especially his work on self actualization, as the outline for their writing and research. Maslow concentrated on healthy, self actualized people in order to comprehend what are the factors that led them to become self actualized. This is not as well established in traditional psychology as it can't be empirically tested. The theory is also not considered appropriate for elucidating less well developed people apart from as their hierarchy of needs is not observed. Humanistic psychology was interested in focusing on what is really right with people rather than just what is wrong with them. That is to say, it wants to emphasize on psychological health and well being rather than simply focusing on mental, emotional, behavioral disorders. Some of the other key concepts which he talks about are concept of humanity, general discussion of needs, neurotic needs, philosophy of the future, syndromes, and aphasia. It was Dacey who linked the theory of self-determination with the concept of intrinsic motivation, which refers to doing an activity for the absolute fulfillment of the activity itself. It operationally explains more evidently some of the concepts of Maslow's. According to this theory, people have three basic needs, which are competence, autonomy, as well as relatedness. It has been observed that Maslow's theory has been widespread in psychology and other disciplines, such as marketing, management, nursing, and education. The hierarchy of needs concept seems both straightforward and logical, which can be applied in various spheres of life and human growth. Human potential movement tries to nurture individual growth to one's highest potential through personal training and change within social institutions like schools, political institutions, and workplaces. Some of the prevalent areas where Maslow's theory is being used are education, workplace, growth centers, consumer behavior, therapy, sports, gender, religion, and spirituality. Maslow's abundant strength lies in his concern for the areas of human functioning that most other theorists have virtually overlooked. He is one of the few psychologists who have earnestly investigated the positive dimensions of human experience. Maslow has been criticized for an excessively optimistic view of human nature. The notion that self-actualized people are creative, self-accepting, and have outstanding interpersonal relations overlooks the fact that numerous people hold only few of these characteristics. Nevertheless, Maslow emphasized the significance of the individual's endeavoring towards personal growth and fulfillment. Whether or not these understandings are effective, they have certainly succeeded in offering an alternative point of view which is focusing on human potential as well as well-being.